Hi, hello everybody. Thanks for being there again. I hope you have enjoyed the event so far. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, Rita. I'm fine. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. We're very excited. So, Lisa Janz is here with us. She's a business coach who started her own coaching business back in 2017, and she has accompanied over 400 clients till the date. I was saying, Lisa is over here to help us as well with a very important and relevant topic, which is cover letters. So, she's gonna talk about how underestimated but powerful these are, powerful tools for our landing a job remotely or not. So, Lisa, please, are you ready to share your insights?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much
Okay.
for this wonderful introduction. I'm really excited to be here. Hello, everybody in the Netherlands, and hello, everybody who is joining the Tech Jobs Fair Netherlands from anywhere in the world. So maybe you guys can let me know where you're tuning in from. I am actually currently in Magdeburg, which is a city in the northern part of Germany, so close to Berlin, and it's actually not very far away from the Netherlands. So I have a lot of colleagues and also friends who are living in the Netherlands. So yeah, I'm in contact with them all the time. So it's really a great honor for me being able to use this platform and addressing people who are thinking of working in the Netherlands. So I see here Nepal, Utrecht, and India. Hello. Yes, wonderful. Thank you very much. So a warm welcome from my side. Today, we are going on a little journey. So, and here you can see this agenda for our journey. So what do we have to do actually before we're starting to go on a little tour? Well, obviously, we need to make up our minds what we are going to do during that time when we are on a journey, right? So this is a little bit of before the tour, what we're going to do. Then I'm going to introduce your tour guide to you. So stay tuned, who will be that? And then, obviously, for a very good journey, we need the right equipment. So when you're going on a hike, for example, you need the right boots, you need your water. So take a sip of water right now, and then we can start with our journey, the cover letter journey. Okay, so this is part 4. And then last but not least, it's the next steps. So what can you do? What have you learned from that journey that you can take for your next journey? Are you guys ready for this lovely 10 to 15 minute journey? Let's start. So I have a first little poll for you guys, and that is, do you normally send a cover letter with your application? This is something that I would like to know. So, oh, I can actually, no, okay. So you guys should be able to see it now. Oh, and I can see that there are answers flying in. Okay, good. So, okay, thank you very much. Yes, yes, answers are coming in. So again, do you normally send a cover letter with your application? Okay. And I can see here that there are a lot of people in this session. Thank you very much for taking the time and participating here. Okay, I would just leave this little poll open for a little bit because I can still see that there are more people. You are a little bit undecisive, you guys. This is interesting. Okay, this is really cool. Okay, there are also more people. Okay, yeah. So someone is also saying drop your questions in the Q&A. Yes. Okay. So now I'm closing the poll, and I don't know whether you guys are able to see it. Here, let's take a look. Okay, so this is your answer. So 56% of you say, yes, I do send a cover letter with my application, and 44% of you say, no, I don't. Okay, so let's go on this little journey and I'm going to try to convince you that this number here might rise a little bit throughout this session. Okay, so thank you everybody for polling with me and voting. And what a surprise, your tour guide. This is me, Lisa Janz, Job Coach Germany. So, and I help international professionals land their dream job in Germany, Switzerland, or Austria normally. Yeah, but obviously all of the knowledge that I have and all of the different topics that I cover are very, very helpful for anybody that is applying for a new job. Whether that is you are a student right now or whether you are already very experienced in your job. And here you can see a couple of pictures of me and my journey, because I actually started with working in HR, working in recruiting. Yeah, so for several years, I've worked in the automotive industry, not only in Germany, but also in the UK. And then I also worked for SAP. I don't know whether you know this company, but this is obviously a very tech company, a very IT affinite company. So, and there I was working in HR and recruiting as well. So I was actually able to gain lots and lots of experience when it comes to recruiting and seeing it from the other perspective. So seeing it from the recruiter's perspective. And that's what I do with my job. I share all of this knowledge with you. But why do I do that? Well, when I went to the UK and wanted to start working there, I was really surprised because I didn't get an invite for a job interview. And I was really, really devastated, obviously, because I thought, well, I have worked in HR before. I know how to set up my application. Why is nobody inviting me? This is really strange. And then I was talking to specialists in the UK and I showed them my documents. And then they said, well, Lisa, it makes sense that you are not invited because your documents look completely different from what we in England, in the UK, are expecting. And that's when I had a switch in my head. And then I thought, oh, yeah, of course, different countries, different customs. And that's why there are different ways of how to apply in different countries, right? But if you are now living abroad and thinking of, for example, working in the Netherlands, then you want to make sure that your application documents are outstanding, that they stand out. And how can you do that? How can you get a little slight advantage over all of the other applicants out there? Well, it's by preparing. Oh, sorry, there was one that I skipped. No. Sorry, there's one page somehow that I'm missing. Yeah, okay. So we're going into the cover letter benefits first, okay? So this is what you need to be doing with the cover letter. You actually can get to that point that you have an advantage. Because what you can do with the cover letter, well, first of all, the recruiters are seeing that you go the extra mile. You put in the effort and the recruiters see that. The second one, the CV or resume is only factual, but your cover letter is personal. So from the personal perspective, they can see whether you are fitting to the team or not. The third point would be you can use further details to show that your skills are aligned with the role, so that your skills are aligned with the keywords from the job ad. Yeah, so this is what you can use the cover letter for. The fourth point that I would like to share with you guys is that you can provoke a discussion for the job interview. So you are starting a little story in your cover letter and you make the recruiter so excited that they really want to invite you so that they can learn more about the story. Yeah. And here you can use the information in your CV and your cover letter. Okay. And then obviously the last point why the cover letter is so beneficial is that you are memorable by the way you are writing and whether you spark interest in the recruiter. This is what stays in their memory. Okay. And here, the slide that I jumped is this one. We just go back really quickly. This is something that one of the speakers earlier mentioned, Eva. If you have seen her speech, then this might just refresh your mind again, because there are certain points that you need to know for yourself before you're actually able to write that cover letter of yours. You need to know about your values. You need to know what your strengths and weaknesses are and what your interests are. Yeah, so what are all of the the activities that you're doing when you're losing track of time, okay? So these give you a very good hint at what sparks your interest, what sparks your joy, what do you really like doing, yeah? When do you lose track of time? Also, think about your previous positions that you've had. How was your work-life balance? How was your work environment? How was your team and how much money did you earn? How were the working hours and were you able to work remotely or not? I know one of the previous speakers was also talking about the remote work and so on. So you need to make up your mind about all of these different aspects in order to be able to fit all of the things that are most important to you to the job role, yeah, to the ad, the position that you're applying for, and then using the keywords from the job ad and matching that with all of the answers that you have given here on these bullet points. Okay, so and when you have done that, this is what you want to be doing. So you can see here in the background of this slide that there is this huge mountain that you think that you have to climb, but break it down into very small steps. Okay, so we're starting with the introduction, and the introduction is especially really helpful for people from abroad trying to apply for a job in a different country. You can use the intro to state your first motivation. Your first motivation on why you want to be working in that particular country, why you want to be working in that particular city, okay? Or you could also use the intro to talk about your motivation, why you want to work in that particular industry, tech, IT, digital industry. Why are you so interested in working in that field? This is what you can use the intro for, okay? This is the intro of your cover letter. Then the second paragraph is about experience 1, I normally call it. So this is what you're currently doing. Are you currently a student? Are you currently working with a company? What is your position? Do you have responsibility for personnel or not? And so on. This is what you're describing in experience number 1. So this is the second paragraph. And here you want to be talking about skills that they are looking for in the job ad. Yeah, so match your experience with the tasks that they expect you to do in the future. Okay, and then paragraph number 3 is experience number 2. This is when you go back in time. So you talk about what you've done before that, either what you have studied before, what you have, or in a different position, what you have done before. Or you could also still stick with the current position, but pick one particular project that you're working on. And then use again the keywords from the job ad with regards to the skills that they're looking for and implement them in this paragraph about experience part 2. And now we're almost at the top, you guys. Are you still with me? The motivation paragraph is paragraph number 4, and this is the most important part. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. Yeah, you're still with me. Thank you guys for all of the emojis. I enjoy that. Thank you very much. So paragraph number 4 is the most important because it's not just about your motivation, but it's about your research and whether you know what the company stands for. So the company that you want to work with, what is their mission? What is their vision? What are special social projects that they are involved with that you really like about that company? Yeah. So why do you want to work with that company? You don't just want to talk about yourself, how cool you are, how many skills you have, and how great your experience has been so far. But you want to show them you know something about them that you don't just find on their homepage. You find that in newsletter articles. You find that in blog posts. You find that on social media about them. Some sort of information that is not so typical to find right away, and something that sparks your interest. Why do you really like working with that company in the future? Okay, so this is something that you're writing in the motivation part. And then the outro is all about writing when you can start And obviously that you're looking forward to being invited to a personal interview. And if they're asking in the job ad about that, you want to include your salary expectations. If they're not asking for it, you don't have to include that. But if they're asking for it, include it, because this is the first test. Yeah, the first test normally is, what are your salary expectations? If you give them, you pass the test. If you don't give them, yeah, you are out, unfortunately. So, and then now this is basically everything that I wanted to share with you guys. So I now have another poll for you guys. For your next application, are you now considering writing a cover letter? Will you write a cover letter for your next application? You should be able to see that now. Okay. Yeah, I can see that your votes are coming in. Okay, thank you guys. Great, this is wonderful. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, and you can see the votes. The votes are coming in. Wonderful. Okay, so yeah, wonderful. Okay. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, so basically from what you can see here is that this number of people who are willing to send a cover letter is increasing, yeah, from the beginning of this talk. So this is really, really helpful. And you can see, I hope that I sparked your motivation here. So this is really cool that you guys say 90% of you, or 90% of the voters here say, yes, I will. Yes, I will send a cover letter, because it gives you an advantage over everybody else. Yeah. So, and this is basically the end of my presentation. Where can you find me? Well, send me a direct message here on this platform if you have any questions. And now let's dive into the questions, I would say, Rita, should we?
Yes, Lisa, let's go. Actually, there was someone asking already. So very quickly, if you could go over this question. So should we send a cover letter at the same stage with the CV?
Yes.
Because most of them, I believe, they don't to be read by HR. So would you send them together? Would you send one first and then the other? What would
No, I would send it together as one package. So one page, the cover letter, this is the first. This is like when entering a company and giving, like shaking hands in Germany. This is what we do, but nowadays with the pandemic going on, not so much anymore. But it's basically your first impression. Send the cover letter and the CV. So this is one entire package. Yeah.
Very good. So this is connected to the other question that is about, so what would you say exactly is the role that cover letter plays in getting a job? You just said it's like the first impression or a shake of hands.
Yeah.
What more would you say to describe it?
Yeah, so basically recruiters, so having worked as a recruiter for so many years, we sometimes have so many applications and we only have a few minutes to scan these. Yeah, and you want to make sure that from when we shrink that down and all of these that are eliminated, that these have cover letters. Yeah, because this is basically how you get to the next level, because from the CV a person cannot tell whether you are a great fit for that company or not. Okay,
so you would say you would choose an application that has sent in both a CV and a cover letter over another one that just sent a CV?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Very interesting. We have one more minute. There is someone asking if there's differences in cover letters between UK, Germany, or Netherlands. Like you said, you opened your talk with this difference, right? So, would you like to share any more thoughts on this? Like,
yes,
how should we prepare for different ways of, even
Applying.
organizing a cover letter?
Yeah, so it basically depends on the skills. Yeah, so and the way how you've been trained, or how people have been trained in school also for sending out applications, for example. So the best way is always going through the keywords of the job ad. This will give you a great hint, no matter what country you're in. Yeah, so when you are, for example, applying in the UK, then they pay very close attention to the skills. So put them in the focus. If you're more in Europe and like everything around Germany, also in the Netherlands, for example, you would also go with a motivation for that particular company. Yeah.
Mhm.
So put that in the focus.
Very nice. Very interesting. And just as a wrap up,
Mhm.
so we don't run over time, what would you say would the ideal length of a cover letter be?
Yeah. So only one page. Don't send anything that is exceeding this one page. Yeah, because this is an elimination fact again. If you send more than that, you're out.
Exactly. And like divided in paragraphs, like you just
Right.
explained.
Yeah.
Photo or no photo, what would you advise?
Not on the cover letter, but on the CV if you're applying in Germany for conservative companies. Also in the Netherlands if you're applying for conservative companies. If you're more into working in startups, and especially in this tech and innovation and digital industry, it's rather, don't worry about the pictures. Yeah,
Because you have the text that
you
will,
have the text, that's fine.
that will explain who you
So
are.
this is totally fine.
Very good.
It's, I always have the feeling there is this new vibe for less discrimination, and
Yes.
also the trends are going with less pictures. Yeah.
Mhm. Fair enough. Thank you very much again, Lisa. Thank you, everybody, for participating, being actively asking your questions, and see you around for the
Yes.
next talks.
Thank you all. Thank you very much for
Welcome.
joining me
Thank
here.
you. Bye-bye.